Hello, Aries. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, the Animal Wisdom Tarot by Don Brunk, I believe. Illustrated by Ola Leola. And on the back here, it's by CICO Books. It's right over here. So if you want to find that information, there you go. Supportive Oracle cards, The Halloween Oracle by Stacy DeMarco, and it's by BlueAngelOnline.com. It's at the bottom there, in case you want that information. I know she has a new deck out, so if you're all excited about her or you like her, you can find that information there, I believe. I haven't seen that website, but I'm assuming you'd see information about her new deck. I believe she has a new deck. I haven't looked it up yet. I just got the information recently that it's out there. It's out there. This is Aries. Okay, where are you going? Where are we going? Where are we going? What are we doing? I don't know how to feel about this just yet. Let's see how we get there. This could be good. We'll see how it goes. Starting off, you have a lot of energy coming in, complicated energy. Knowing what you want, sticking to it, feeling like you're kind of feeling seductive, you want to pull something else in, but you're also feeling like you're tied to something all at the same time. Like you know where you're standing and you're standing strong, but at the same time you want to lure something else in. And even though you're feeling stable where you are, you're also kind of feeling almost kind of restricted by it at the same time. Kind of like, I'm very stable, I know what I have, I know this is mine. But still at the same time, I feel limited by that. I'm like happy with it and strong with it, but limited by it all at the same time and wanting to pull something new in. And you have the Guardian of Branches, which is the King of Wands, with the Ace of Cups here. Ace of Shells is the Ace of Cups. It's kind of like you got your eye out there on the horizon. You're very happy with what you have, and you want to keep that, you're very strong with that, but at the same time, it's like, I want more. I feel secure and limited at the same time. It's very interesting to me. Very secure, but very limited too. It's kind of like, no, I don't think I should move on from this, but at the same time, I would love to explore these other possibilities. The Ace of Feathers is coming in with the Winter. Is that Winter? Winter card. It's almost like a new season approaches. So I'm trying to understand, is it just it's not just information. It's like there's things out here. And there's like, it's kind of like you're having that need to like, maybe I need to do something different. But at the same time, I really don't want to rock the boat, but I kind of want to, but I really don't. I'm really like stuck in the middle here, which is strange for Aries, because usually Aries either is do or don't, right? I think this is one of those weird times where you're literally kind of like, I'm pulled to go forward, but I am like, I have something good right now. I don't want to let go of what I have, but I am very pulled to go forward. It's a weird, this is not normal for Aries. This is not a normal energy I usually feel with Aries. And the Winter is here with the Ace of Swords. Kind of like, if I go towards that new stuff, I could lose what I've had. Like it's making like a big game. It's like betting the house. Like I could bet the house and I could get 10 times back, or end up with nothing. And I'm just like, I don't want to do that, but I have the need to do that. It's very interesting. Your card pops up on its side. What are you gonna do? This energy won't last long. You have to make a decision. Well, I shouldn't even say you have to make a decision. The way your energy feels, you're going to make a decision soon. It's kind of like the bus is pulling up to the station. You're either going to get on it or you're not. That's just basically it. The bus is coming up. You're either going to get on it or you're not. If it moves on without you, then it's done. If you're on that bus when it goes, then there you go. Because that's what I feel like is coming in with the ram on its side. It's kind of like, this is your card. I believe this is the Emperor. And that's your card. That's Aries. So it's kind of like, are we going to do this or are we not? It's coming up, and the Strength card here is kind of like, whatever choice you make, that's going to set your foundation for the next I'm thinking, I don't know why, it's a general read. I usually kind of steer away from these kind of comments, but like, whatever you're choosing could stick around for a good decade. At the very least, for whoever this is hitting for, if it's hit so far, a significant amount of time. It's going to feel like you're going to be locking into it for a decade. So if I get on the bus, I'm not coming back for a decade. If I miss that bus, the next bus doesn't come around for a decade. So I have to decide which I'm going to do. That's what I'm feeling with the skeleton. Like we're making a choice that's going to hold things together for quite a while. It feels very earth to me. Now, are you staying with it or are you moving on from it? I think you're going to let it pass. It affects you though. It might be good. So this is good. Like whatever this is, okay. I do feel like you're letting it pass with the Six of Swords. It's moving on. The situation, I don't think you're getting on the bus. Some of you might, but for most of you, I don't think you are. For those of you who are getting on that bus and going, it's kind of like, you know what? Once it's done, and I'm moving into fresh water. I'm getting the Seven of Feathers. You got the Six and Seven of Feathers. I feel like most of you didn't get on this bus. I really think you just let it go by you. And once it moves on, like the temptation moves on with it. If you got on that bus, though, you left something behind, and once it's done, boom, it's done. There's no undoing that decision. Once you got on that bus, it's not like I can just go down for a mile or two and go, you know what, I changed my mind, I'll get off. I don't see it happening that way. Once you get on the bus, it's kind of like you're locked. That's it. You're on the bus and you're not getting off. I think a lot of you let it go, though. I think you let it move on. Because what I'm feeling coming in next, or whatever it is you chose, it's affecting you kind of like, all right, I couldn't change that. I didn't choose the bus. I think for most of you, you didn't choose the bus. But I clearly need something to change here in my immediate surroundings. So I need to look at what I'm handling and what's actually happening here. And I just need some type of, I need to like freshen things up here. It's kind of like if it was going to be like, I was going to either keep the house or sell it, I decided to keep it. Well, now that I decided to keep it, I need to update it or something. I need to do some updates. I need to revamp some things. I need to paint some things a different color. I need to change this house around a bit because it needs to feel fresh to me. I need to get rid of this stale feeling and really start to love this place again. And even though you may still love it, but you're like, I need to freshen it up. I need to change it up. Because I get the Mummy, kind of like I'm kind of feeling restricted all of a sudden. But if I just change things around and redo things my own way, and get some projects inside this situation going, I think I'll be a lot better. And you're opening a door to a new situation. I think this is quite obvious. If you got on that bus, a lot of different choices are going to be flying at you, and you're going to have to be reforming a whole situation. So I just feel like that's naturally going to fall into place. Where if you get on that bus and you're changing something major, a lot more changes are going to follow after that. So I still feel like for most of you, you didn't get on that bus. So you stayed with what you had. It's funny how I'm playing both sides of the coin, but I feel like most of you stayed. You stayed wherever you were because it was something you didn't want to let go of. I got the owl coming in with the blue jay. You are going to have a moment of regret, if I can say it. You're going to have a moment of regret no matter what way you choose. It's temporary. Keep that in mind. There's going to be this moment where you're like, oh, if I had just chosen the other way, whatever the other way was. I don't know. The Blue Jay is saying it didn't matter what way you were going to choose. You were still going to have this moment of questioning yourself. Take it with a grain of salt. Whatever it is you're questioning, it's passing. It's a passing energy. I almost feel like it's a phase of the moon in the sense of like, the moon typically stays in a sign for like 2.5 days, I want to say. So it's almost like it's going. So like whatever this feeling is, it may last for like 2.5 days. I feel like it feels like it might be affected by the moon like that, where you're questioning yourself and you're like, oh, if I had only done the other thing. It's going to pass. Once that passes, it seems to open another door. It's kind of like fortifying what you already have. I'm getting Earth and Fire coming in. The Guardian, which is the King of Earth, the King of Pentacles, the Seer of Branches, which the Seer, I believe, is the Page. I'm trying to make sure. The Seeker, I think, is the Knight. The Seer, I think, is the Page. But I'm getting in the environment, things are very solid and solidified. But I'm also getting, like, there's some possibilities coming towards you. Things you can do to revamp your current situation to make it more to your liking. Because there's more things coming to you. It's like more doors are opening. I do feel like you're going to keep revamping the current situation. And you're going to bring a lot more life into it. You got the Nine of Wands. It's I think this is the links. Yep, the links. I feel like you got a lot more coming in here, and I feel like you're going to be very happy with whatever you chose down the road. It's like you have this moment of doubt, like if I had just gone the other way. It seems to pass, and it seems to inspire you to do even more with what you currently kept, to where you can make it more enjoyable, more to your liking. You seem to keep adding value to your current situation. For those of you that stayed anyway, and I think most of you did, I know I've said that 50 times now, you're adding more value to your current situation. You're just revamping it and making it better and adding more value and adding more value. It's just inspiring you to keep it and make it even better. Skull of Light and the Lamp. Whatever the situation is, I do feel like, for those of you who are at that precipice, like should I go, should I stay? I think you should stay. And I do feel like there's a lot of good energy. I feel like it's kind of like, it's like starting off with a small little house and like, should I sell it or should I keep it? And then you decide to keep it. And then you make that little house so freaking beautiful. Maybe you add a couple add-ons. You make the outside a little nicer. Maybe you add a pole barn outside for like get-togethers. So you're like, I have this second place that like when I need it, I can use that for that. And you're just like reshaping the whole landscape to make it really beautiful to the point where you make this situation even better than it was originally. Like, you're making the right choice. It's just interesting. You're going to question it at some point. That's how probably you'll know you were on. It reminds me of, like, I've heard this in college. Like, truly beautiful art always goes through an ugly phase. That's what they would say. That was the thing. Like, it's always going to go through a rough patch. It's always going to go through a period where it just seems like things are going really wrong. But if you hit that patch where it looks like it was going good and all of a sudden it looks like it's going really wrong, you're going to have a great piece of art at the end, because that's like one of the development phases. Take it with a grain of salt. Go where you want with that. But I'm getting, this is going to be worth it for you. Sticking with your original, like what you had, was the best choice, and it's going to become much better than you expected. For those of you that this is mirroring a relationship, I was kind of dancing around it a little bit. But it might be like one of those things where you're like, should I stay with this person or should I leave them and find somebody else? Staying with them is going to get you to push the envelope a little bit and try to make some new things happen. And I feel like you're going to have unexpected success with things that you weren't expecting to have success with. You always want to move it within respectable boundaries with people, but I feel like for some of you, you've brought up possibilities in the past before that your partner have said no to. But you're bringing them up again, and they've had a long time to think about these possibilities, and they might be open to things that they originally weren't. Move carefully with that, whatever your subject is, but you might be surprised. And this might go a lot more to your liking than you ever thought was possible. All right, I think we're good. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.